Today we will talk about 20 movies to watch on Sleepless in Seattle, starring Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, is also listed below due to its pretty memorable NY ending. So, before you press play on 2026, be sure to explore the list of movies below. And if you don't have time to watch them all, keep scrolling for some throwback trailers and movie clips. Movie number 1, Sunset Boulevard, 1950. 98% critics' consensus, arguably the greatest movie about Hollywood. Billy Wilder's masterpiece Sunset Boulevard is a tremendously entertaining combination of noir, black comedy, and character study. Synopsis: an aging silent film queen refuses to accept that her stardom has ended. She hires a young screenwriter to help. More, starring William Holden, Gloria Swanson, Eric von Stroheim, Nancy Olsen, directed by Billy Wilder. Movie number 2, The Godfather Part II, 1974. 96% critics' consensus. Drawing on strong performances by Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, Francis Ford Coppola's continuation of Mario Puzo's mafia saga set new standards for sequels that have yet to be matched or broken. Synopsis: the compelling sequel to Godfather, contrasting the life of Corleone's father and son, traces the problems of Michael Corleone. More, starring Al Pacino, Robert Duvall, Diane Keaton, Robert De Niro, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Movie number 3, Phantom Thread, 2017. 91% critics' consensus. Phantom Thread's finely woven narrative is filled out nicely by humor, intoxicating romantic tension, and yet another impressively committed performance from Daniel Day-Lewis. Synopsis: renowned dressmaker Reynold Woodcock and his sister Cyril are at the center of British fashion in 1950s London. Dressing. More, starring Daniel Day-Lewis, Vicky Krieps, Leslie Manville, Camilla Rutherford, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. Movie number 4, When Harry Met Sally, 1989. 88% critics' consensus. Rob Reiner's touching, funny film set a new standard for romantic comedies, and he was ably abetted by the sharp interplay between Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. Synopsis: in 1977, college graduates Harry Burns, Billy Crystal, and Sally Albright, Meg Ryan, share a contentious car ride from Chicago. More, starring Billy Crystal, Meg Ryan, Carrie Fisher, Bruno Kirby, directed by Rob Reiner. Movie number 5, Ocean's 11, 2001. 83% critics' consensus. As fast-paced, witty, and entertaining as it is star-studded and coolly stylish, Ocean's 11 offers a well-seasoned serving of popcorn entertainment. Synopsis: dapper Danny Ocean is a man of action, less than 24 hours into his parole from a New Jersey penitentiary. More, starring George Clooney, Matt Damon, Andy Garcia, Brad Pitt, directed by Steven Soderbergh. Movie number 6, Bridget Jones's Diary, 2001. 79% critics' consensus. Zellweger's Bridget Jones is a sympathetic, likable, funny character, giving this romantic comedy a lot of charm. Synopsis: at the start of the new year, 32-year-old Bridget Renee Zellweger decides it's time to take control of her life. More, starring Renee Zellweger, Colin Firth, Hugh Grant, Gemma Jones, directed by Sharon Maguire. Movie number 7, Sleepless in Seattle, 1993. 75% critics' consensus. Sleepless in Seattle is a cute classic with very light touch and real chemistry between the two leads, even when spending an entire movie apart. Synopsis: after the death of his wife, Sam Baldwin, Tom Hanks moves to Seattle with his son, Jonah Ross Malinger. When More, starring Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, Bill Pullman, Ross Malinger, directed by Nora Ephron. Movie number 8, Forrest Gump, 1994. 75% critics' consensus. Tom Hanks' rigorously earnest performance keeps Forrest Gump sincere even when it gets glib with American history, making for a whimsical odyssey of debatable wisdom but undeniable heart. Synopsis: slow-witted Forrest Gump, Tom Hanks, has never thought of himself as disadvantaged, and thanks to his supportive mother, Sally Field. More, starring Tom Hanks, Robin Wright, Gary Sinise, Michael T. Williamson, directed by Robert Zemeckis. Movie number 9, Happy New Year, Colin Burstead, 2018. 86% hashtag 9 critics consensus. No consensus yet. Synopsis: Colin Burstead hires a lavish country manor for his extended family to celebrate New Year. Unfortunately for Colin, his position more starring Neil Maskell, Sam Riley, Dune Makichin, Haley Squires, directed by Ben Wheatley. Movie No. 10. The Poseidon Adventure, 1972. 81% 10 critics consensus. The Poseidon Adventure exemplifies a disaster film done right, going down smoothly with ratcheting tension and a terrific ensemble to give the peril a distressingly human dimension. Synopsis: en route from New York City to Greece on New Year's Eve, majestic passenger ship the SS Poseidon is overtaken, more starring Gene Hackman, Ernest Borgnine, Shelley Winters. Red Buttons, directed by Ronald Neame, Irwin Allen. Movie number 11. Mermaids, 1990. 71% critics consensus. No consensus yet. Synopsis: 15-year-old Charlotte Flax, Winona Ryder, is tired of her wacky mom, Cher, moving their family to a different town anymore, starring Cher, Winona Ryder, Bob Hoskins, Michael Scofield, directed by Richard Benjamin. Movie number 12. Strange Days, 1995. 70% critics consensus. Strange Days struggles to make the most of its futuristic premise, but what's left remains a well-directed, reasonably enjoyable sci-fi fantasy. Synopsis: former policeman Lenny Nero, Ralph Fiennes, has moved into a more lucrative trade, the illegal sale of virtual reality-like recordings, more starring Ralph Fiennes, Angela Bassett, Juliette Lewis, Tom Sizemore, directed by Catherine Bigelow. Movie number 13. High School Musical, 2006. 67% critics consensus. High School Musical is brazenly saccharine, but makes up for it with its memorable show tunes, popping choreography, and appealing cast. Synopsis: Troy Bolton, Zac Efron, the star athlete of small-town high school, falls for nerdy beauty Gabriela Montez, Vanessa, and more, starring Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens, Ashley Tisdale, Lucas Grabeel, directed by Kenny Ortega. Movie number 14. I Hate New Year's, 2020. 60% critics consensus. No consensus yet. Synopsis: experiencing writer's block, rising music star Lane Price reluctantly visits a mysterious fortune teller whose flamboyant advice she misconstrues. Heading Home, more, starring Dale Frampton, Ashley Argota, Candace Cain, Andrew Brennan, directed by Kristen Baker. Movie number 15. Ghostbusters 2, 1989. 55% critics consensus. Thanks to the cast, Ghostbusters 2 is reasonably amusing, but it lacks the charm, wit, and energy of its predecessor. Synopsis: after saving New York City from a ghost attack, the Ghostbusters, a team of spirit exterminators, is disbanded, more, starring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, directed by Ivan Reitman. Movie number 16. Sex and the City, 2008. 49% critics consensus. Sex and the City loses steam in the transition to the big screen, but will still thrill fans of the show. Synopsis: for years after the earlier adventures of Carrie Bradshaw and her best gal pals, she and her intermittent lover, Big, more, starring Sarah Jessica Parker, Kim Cattrall, Chris Noth, Kristen Davis, directed by Michael Patrick King. Movie number 17. Holiday, 2020. 45% critics consensus. Holiday's self-aware approach to rom-com formula is refreshing, but it's offset by a questionable premise and unnecessarily vulgar jokes. Synopsis: fed up with being single on holidays, two strangers agree to be each other's platonic plus ones all year long. Only more, starring Emma Roberts, Luke Bracey, Kristen Chenoweth, Frances Fisher, directed by John Whitesell. Movie number 18. Y2K, 2024. 42% critics consensus. Y2K earns points for ambition and sheer audacity, even if it struggles to keep the laughs coming while maintaining a messy tonal blend. Synopsis: on the last night of 1999, two high school juniors crash a New Year's Eve party, only to find themselves more, starring Jaden Martell, Rachel Zegler, Julian Dennison. The Kid ROI directed by Kyle Mooney. Movie number 19. For Rooms, 1995. 13% critics consensus. For Rooms comes stock of a ton of talent on both sides of the camera, yet only manages to add up to a particularly uneven and dismayingly uninspired anthology effort. Synopsis. Working New Year's Eve at a hotel in Hollywood, California, the new bellhop Ted Tim Roth has no idea what's more starring. Tim Roth, Valeria Golino, Jennifer Beals, Antonio Banderas directed by Allison Anders, Alexander Rockwell, Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino. Movie number 20. New Year's Eve, 2011. 7% critics consensus. Shallow, sappy, and dull, New Year's Eve assembles a star-studded cast for no discernible purpose. Synopsis. Intertwining stories promise love, hope, forgiveness, second chances, and more for a number of New Yorkers on the celebrated night. More, starring Halle Berry, Jessica Biel, John Bon Jovi, Abigail Breslin, directed by Gary Marshall.
This year, Miramax Films takes great pride in extending to you an advance invitation to celebrate New Year's Eve at the Monsignor Hotel, where a dozen of the most unusual guests ever will check in.
We have reservation.
And a lone bellhop named
Dead.
on his first day on the job
All you have to do is hold the fort, and the night's cake. Okay.
is in for the night of his life.
Okay, Ted, what's the problem?
I haven't got a problem. I've got problems. Plural.
My children are staying here tonight watching TV.
Get a bottle opener!
If something happens to my children, they wouldn't want to be you.
The five of us are a coven.
Like a coven of witches.
An oven full of witches?
Coven of witches!
Tell me that's not a face you can trust.
I can't handle this hotel by myself.
Are you saying my wife cheats on me?
I've got to get out of here. We want you to... I am not gonna cut off Norman's little...
Hell of a night, huh, Ted?
I'm stuck in a situation here which I can possibly begin to explain.
Tim Roth, Antonio Banderas, Jennifer Beals, Valeria Golino, Madonna, Ione Skye, Lily Taylor, Marissa Tomei, and Tamlin Tomita in a new film from directors Allison Anders, Alexander Rockwell, Robert Rodriguez, and Quentin Tarantino. 4 Rooms.
I've had a real bad night. Oh, really?
We're at approximately 45th Street in New York City at 1 Astor Plaza. This is the site of the old Astor Hotel.
What the hell is in Bayou Labatry?
Shrimping boats.
Shrimping boats? Who gives a shit about shrimping boats?
I gotta buy me one of them shrimp boats as soon as I have some money. I made me a promise to Bubba in Vietnam that as soon as the war was over, we'd go in partners. He'd be the captain of the shrimp boat and I'd be his first mate. But now that he's dead, that means I gotta be the captain.
Our shrimp boat captain.
Yes, sir. A promise is a promise, Lieutenant Dan.
Now hear this! Private Gump here is gonna be a shrimp boat captain. Well, I'll tell you what, Gilligan, the day that you are a shrimp boat captain, I will come and be your first mate. If you're ever a shrimp boat captain, that's the day I'm an astronaut.
Daddy, what are you complaining about? It's the Hot Wheels. Who's your friend?
My name is Forrest Gump.
This is a cunning Carla, and long lives Lenore.
So where you been, baby cakes, huh? Haven't seen you around lately. You know, you should have been here for Christmas because Tommy brought around on the house and gave everybody a turkey sandwich.
Well, I had company.
Hey, we was just there. That's a Times Square. Don't you just love New Year's? You can start all over. Everybody gets a second chance.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you...
Don't call him stupid!
Hey, don't you push her!
You shut up! Don't you ever call him stupid!
Yeah, baby, why you
Out of here!
stupid gift?
Goddamn clothes!
Quickly, believe it or not.
Get the hell out of here!
To be in a sideshow.
Go on!
You make
Get out of here!
You don't pathetic.
Get out of here!
You loser, you freak!
Oh, no.
I'm sorry I ruined your New Year's Eve party, Lieutenant Dan. She tastes like cigarettes. Yes, Lieutenant Dan figured there's some things you just can't change. He didn't want to be called crippled, just like I didn't want to be called stupid.
Happy New Year, Gump.
And in my judgment, you'll continue to get those because I don't believe that President Eisenhower will ever pull out Cuba. Not as long as we have over $1 billion invested in this country. Now, the American public believe in non-intervention.
Fredo, where you going?
I'm gonna get me a real drink, because I can.
Mr. Roth. I understood he was coming.
Hey, Reeves, what's your protocol? How long should we stay around?
Oh, I don't know. I think a half hour ought to do it. Just long enough to bring in the new year.
Vamos a festejar el fin de año. El doctor... Pero venimos pronto. Espérese un ratito.
plane waiting for us to take us to Miami in an hour, all right? Don't make a big thing about it. I know it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart. You broke my heart.